Look, I want to jump into the first chapter of the book because you really got my attention when you did that, because I think you were talking about this AI robot named Sophia.
That's right.
And again, there's some weird energy things going on, because I just had Dr. Ben Goertzel on the show of Singularity Net, who made Sophia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so he was in the show in 2019. He just came back on.
Lovely.
Yeah. And so I was like, whoa, all right. So we've got another connection. And obviously lately, everyone's talking about AI.
Yes.
It's the Chat GPT that's got everyone's on their mind. I've played with it. I'm sure you played with it.
Yes.
Everyone's playing with it, and everyone's been blown away by how advanced it is, how sophisticated it is. Now, some people will tell you it's just a narrow AI. It's not an AGI, a general AI. It's not going to become Skynet like Terminator yet. Yeah. But we're still like, wow. And then again, you look at Sophia. But when you saw Sophia, you also saw, I think, what humans are and what machines aren't.
Absolutely.
And you open the book with that. You know, it's the first part of the book. I'm wondering, why did you choose her? What lessons can Sophia teach us about ourselves?
Yeah, this was an event in Singapore, 2019. It was called Masters of the Century. And I spoke there. And after I spoke, it was a beautiful audience, about 1,500 youngsters. A very lively audience. And then I finished my talk. They gave me a round of applause. I went backstage, and then they started shouting, Sophia, 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 Sophia. And I'm like, did they get the name wrong? Because if you're asking somebody to do an encore, it should have been Gaur Gopal, Gaur Gopal.
Yeah.
Then I kind of guess it's probably the next guest is somebody like a big person, right? Like somebody very renowned and well-known. I thought it's probably Sophia Vergara from Modern Family.
Okay.
And then somebody backstage asked me, would you like to go see Sophia? I said, when is a monk like me going to get to see Sophia Vergara? I better grab the opportunity. And then they took me, and I went to the room, and there were these two security guards, like standing there, like big, like really muscular, muscles rippling out of their suits. They're standing there, and I said, oh, you'd like to see Sophia? I said, yeah. I said, but Sophia's getting plugged in. I said, what's this new slang, plugged in? You know, because language and jargon has changed so much with this millennial generation. Like, I never heard the word she ghosted me or he ghosted me. Such a new term. So I said, what's this plugged in? Then I felt maybe plugged in is like when you go to a place to speak, you just plug into the venue, just plug into the space before you go up on stage. And then the doors opened and they brought this robot. And the one thing we had in common was our hairstyle. She's bald, I'm bald.
Of course, yeah.
So they brought her out. And I said, oh my goodness me. It's a robot. That's when it clicked. When they said she's being plugged in, it was literally being plugged in to charge her up. And I was excited. I went and I sat there in the front row, and she came up on stage. And she was precise. You know, the movements of her eyes, her head, her expressions, and the questions that the moderator was asking, precise answers. The beauty was, none of those answers were her answers. They were all programmed into her. Every movement was programmed. And people were applauding, and Sophia was smiling. She was programmed to smile. People were not kind of really appreciating something. She was like, just a hung face. She's programmed to do that. When I speak up from stage, the energy of the audience feeds into my energy. When they laugh, I'm inspired to share more. When they cry, I'm inspired to share more. So that's the day I realized. You know, and they asked her a question actually. They asked Sophia, do you think artificial intelligence will be a competition to human intelligence? And I remember the answer Sophia gave there on stage. She said, you humans created me, not for me to compete with you, but to complement what you do. So the purpose of artificial intelligence is to complement human intelligence, not to compete with human intelligence.
The original purpose.
The original purpose, yes. The original purpose, and hopefully it will continue to happen. Their fingers crossed. So that day then I realized that we are human beings, not humanoids, with real emotions. Sophia doesn't have to worry about mental health. Sophia doesn't have to worry about a heartbreak. Sophia doesn't have to worry about a divorce. Sophia doesn't have to worry about the guilt she feels because she wasn't there by her father's side when he was leaving this world. Sophia doesn't have to go through any of these things. No matter how much the world changes and how much AI develops, we're going to be real human beings going through real emotions. That's why I chose this as the first chapter, to establish that no matter what happens, no matter how technologically equipped we be in the world, it's going to be the human beings who will still be there. And we as human beings are created to experience. We experience. A robot cannot experience. Technology cannot experience. We can only put it all and try to simulate that experience. It's we, the souls, the beings, the real being within, who are experiencing everything in this life. So that's why I chose this chapter, the story to begin, because then it establishes this fact that we're going to have to deal with our mental health. We're going to have to deal with these insecurities. We're going to have to deal with our feelings, our thoughts, our emotions.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.